this is Dr. Live with New Insight, and thank you so much for joining me in another video. The title of today's video is How Depression Tricks Your Mind and Practical Steps to Break Free. Depression is one of those silent battles that so many people experience but rarely talk about. And not because they don't feel it, but because they are afraid of what it means to admit it. Afraid of being judged, afraid of being misunderstood, or even seen as weak. And for some, the scariest part isn't the depression itself, it's the fear that others will not understand what they're going through. In this video, I will break down the misconceptions about depression, explain how it affects your mind and behavior, and show you practical steps you can take to challenge it. My goal is to help you understand what you're feeling and that those feelings are valid, they're real, and it is not a personal flaw. Depression is not who you are, it's something you are experiencing, and there are ways to regain control, rebuild hope, and create change. Because many people have a misconception about depression, it can be difficult for some to admit when they're feeling depressed or have been diagnosed with depression. Some believe that saying they're depressed means they're weak, incapable of handling their problems, or unable to manage their lives. Having depression can also make people feel incompetent, flawed, or broken. And then there are those who think that depression is the same as sadness. But sadness, however, is just one symptom of depression and not the whole experience. Depression reaches far beyond sadness. It affects your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors, and your entire outlook on life. It changes how you function from day to day, how you see yourself, how you interpret the world, and how much hope and motivation you feel. Depression convinces you that you're worthless, inadequate, incompetent, unworthy, invisible, and undeserving. It tells you there is no goodness in your life, that you can't change, can't grow, can't be happy, and don't deserve peace. But when you have these thoughts, it is important to recognize this truth. These thoughts are not facts. They are not rooted in truth. These thoughts are symptoms, cognitive distortions, automatic negative thoughts, also known as thought traps that are created by depression. But depression, however, makes them feel unbelievably real and convincing. Depression also causes you to magnify the negative and minimize, avoid, or dismiss the positives. Depression shifts your attention toward everything that is wrong and blinds you to what is going right. And little by little, you lose hope, you lose momentum, and you lose your sense of strength. This is why it is so imperative to identify what is known as your protective factors. Protective factors are the positives in your life: people, habits, routines, environments, or responsibilities that support you, help you, and protect your mental well-being. Protective factors are things that anchor you, motivate you, or remind you that you still matter. They are the counterweights to depression. And to manage depression or begin resolving it, you must engage in careful self-reflection or self-examination and ask yourself reflection questions such as these. What would actually improve my quality of life? What would help me feel more fulfilled, satisfied, or hopeful? Are my expectations realistic, or am I holding myself to an impossible standard? And what parts of my situation can I change or control? Next, create a plan that identifies your obstacles and stressors. A plan that helps you minimize what is known as risk factors, which are the triggers and stressors that worsen depression, and maximize your protective factors, the things that help you cope, heal, and move forward. Risk factors keep you stuck, and protective factors help you rise. Next, try this sentence completion. Instead of blank, I will blank to help with depression. For example, instead of staying in bed all day or ignoring phone calls, I will have lunch with my friend this Friday at 1. What you're doing here is shifting both your negative thoughts and your counterproductive behaviors. You're choosing an action that is opposite of what depression is pushing you towards. Depression wants isolation, withdrawal, stiffness, avoidance, and shutting down. However, you want movement, connection, and intentional steps towards healing. This is what is known as cognitive restructuring, when you rewrite and challenge the negative narratives in your mind. And when you take the opposite action of the depressing thoughts and feelings, this is called behavioral activation. And as you do cognitive restructuring and behavioral activation consistently, your mood starts to lift, your energy slowly returns, and you begin to feel better. Not because the depression magically disappears, but because you are creating new patterns, new experiences, and new ways of functioning. For example, walking, dancing, moving your body, exercising, engaging in activities, getting outside, reconnecting with people. These actions interrupt the cycle of depression. Just make sure these are healthy, safe, and productive relationships and activities. And here's something important to remember. Don't define yourself by depression. Avoid saying, my depression. Yes, do acknowledge it, do accept reality, but don't claim it as your identity. Say depression, not my depression. You experience depression, but depression does not define who you are. And here are some reflection questions to guide your next steps. Number 1, have you experienced any symptoms of depression? Number 2, have you tried medication, therapy, or both? Number 3, what has worked for you? What has helped and what hasn't? Number 4, what are your protective factors, your supports, your strengths, or positive anchors? And number 5, what goals will you set to move forward and create positive change? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.